Hello there, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Daily Commute. My name is Dan, I'm your host, and I thought today we could talk a little bit about habits. Habits are hard to break. I'm sure most of you know this. I'm sure that most of you have had some bad habits that you formed that you tried to break, or even good habits that you tried to form, and honestly, it's really difficult to change your life in that way. I think mostly it is a cognitive thing. I don't really know for certain. I'm not a scientist or anything like that. But specifically what comes to mind when I talk about habits for me tend to be food habits. I've been overweight for pretty much my entire life. I think I was okay until I was about 4 or 5, maybe 6 at the oldest. And then I started putting on a lot of weight. I had some childhood trauma. My father passed away when I was a year and a half old. Got picked on a lot as a kid. So a lot of times I would just eat my feelings and I would overeat. And my grandma, who was a wonderful woman, she would always try to comfort with food and with things that we would enjoy. And so I was very overweight as a child, and I kind of struggled with my weight off and on as I got older. So around high school, I started losing a bit of weight. I took a gap year between high school and college, and I lost about 15 pounds or so, I think it was. And then when I went to college, I know most students gain their freshman 15 when they first start off, and I actually lost another 15 pounds at that point. And I started working out at that point, started trying to eat a bit healthier. That was around the time I met my wife, and so I kind of had a bit more motivation to get healthy and to lose weight. And, I wanted to look good for her because she was a very attractive young lady, and I felt like I was not a very attractive young man, so I wanted to try and break those bad habits and to get healthier, and I did. We got married about 2 years after we met, and by the time she was pregnant with our oldest son, I had lost 80 pounds just from diet and exercise and self-control and portion control and regulation and stuff. And then over time, I kind of laxed on those self-regulating habits that I had formed and kind of went back to eating some more of the things that I enjoyed. And over the course of 11 or 12 years, I not only gained back all the weight that I had lost, but I also gained back an additional 20 pounds or so. So I actually gained about 100 pounds in total. And that's where I started out this year. So 2021, in January of 2021, I was weighing in at about 348 pounds. And that was difficult. It was more overwhelming because I wanted to lose the weight, and I knew that it was something that needed to be done. Like I mentioned before, my father passed away when I was a year and a half old, and he was very young. I think he was only 39. I can't remember off the top of my head. And I'm 35 this year, so I'm coming up on that age. So it's something that has been on my mind. And so I took some steps this year to try and get healthier. I started this diet plan called Optavia. My father-in-law did it, and he lost about 70 pounds. And so I figured, hey, what the heck, let's just give it a shot. It was expensive, but thankfully they were able to help us financially with it. So I got on this diet. It was pretty strict. It was like these 5 little fuelings every 2 to 3 hours, and then 1 healthy meal a day. And even that was pretty regulated. It's like 6 ounces of chicken breasts and a cup and a half of vegetables. It's very, very regulated. And so I've taken a break a couple of times. And the one thing I've noticed is that while it's been a bit easier to maintain that 5-in-1 snack to meal ratio, and that does help control the weight gain and the weight, further weight loss, what I've noticed is that I still have to be really careful. And so I don't know if it is just a natural, like you've done some hardcore diet to lose a bunch of weight and then you stop doing the diet and then you gain it all back, or if it's my metabolism slowing down, or whatever it is. I don't know. I should probably go talk to a dietitian or something to try and figure out exactly what's going on. But I've noticed that I can usually gain back a few pounds, and then I can lose a few pounds. You know, it kind of fluctuates. But the point of bringing this up is that habits are difficult to break and also to form. And for me, having lost 100 pounds now, I've taken a break off the diet for a couple of days, and I'm kind of more or less back on, but I'm not doing the full-on diet, because like I said, it's expensive. It's about $450 a month just for the food. That's not even including the stuff that you buy for like your lean meats and your veggies. That's just the prepackaged stuff you get from the diet plan. And I really can't afford to keep doing it, and I don't really want to keep doing it. I'm kind of burned out with it because I've been doing it since February, and I have lost a lot of weight because I stuck so strictly to it. But I don't want to lose the gains that I've made. I don't want to go back to... I don't want to get off the diet and gain 20 pounds, you know? So there's a few things that I'm going to try that I think will be beneficial, and then I wanted to share with you guys, and I'll kind of keep everyone updated in the daily commute as well as on the blog with the weight situation. Weighing in at 348 pounds is kind of where I hopped off the diet at. 248 pounds, so lost 100 pounds. I think that the 5 snacky kind of things is good, but it's also not always the best for my lifestyle. So one of the downsides of doing this diet has been that you kind of have to avoid strenuous physical activity in order to maintain like that caloric balance, which is really frustrating because I enjoy working out. I enjoy going to the gym. I enjoy lifting. I don't really enjoy running. I almost said I enjoy running, but I don't. I don't like running, but I do it anyways because it's good for conditioning. But I really like lifting. I like going in. I like doing squats. I like doing deadlifts. I like doing, bench presses and all the, your normal workout routine that guys have. But I think that one of the biggest frustrations has been that I can't do those things, and especially because my family and I, we moved out to the country in December. We have a farm out there now, and we've put in a lot of hard work to get it. I say farm, it's more of a homestead, to get it up and running, to get it to a point to where it's running, it's operating, it's doing what we need it to do. Getting out there, digging holes to plant an orchard, helping clear the land so that we can plant a garden, helping get the fencing up for the chickens, helping get the fencing up for the sheep and the pigs, and moving heavy things around. That's a lot of work, and it has honestly thrown off the weight loss and the gains that I've had from the diet. Like, I could be in the process of losing some weight, and then I plateau for a couple of days because I had one day of hard manual labor out in the field. So I'm trying to find a balance to where I can continue to lose weight and continue to get healthy and continue to get lean while still being able to get back to that physical level of activity that I previously had, that I have to maintain just by nature of living on a homestead now, and also that I enjoy from going to the gym and lifting and having my normal workouts. So this morning I forewent, I don't know what the proper way to phrase that is. I went without the whole 5-in-1 plan. So what I'm doing today is I got some Orgain protein powder, which I will link in the description if anyone's interested in it. It's an all-natural protein powder, so rather than being derived from whatever synthetic sources that normal whey protein comes from, it is all plant-based, and you can get it at Costco. I think it's like, I want to say it's like $25 or $30 for a container, so it's kind of pricey. Not as expensive as some others I've seen, but it's not as cheap as the synthetic stuff. But for me, having a healthier option is better. I'd rather not put in chemicals into my body and be able to enjoy this. So it's also not as sweet because there's not sugar in it. But I did 4 scoops of that, which comes out to about 300 calories, with a little bit of, with about 12 ounces of almond milk, and then the rest water, 20-ounce bottle total. And that's what I'm having for my breakfast. That's my meal replacement for the morning. And so normally I would get up, I would have my first fueling around 7:30, then my second around 9:30, then 11:30, and so on every 2 hours. and that would give me my meal around 6 o'clock at night when I got home from work. So today, I've had my morning shake. I'm going to hold that off. That's going to hold me off until 12-ish, and then I'll have my lunch. Now, I didn't pack a lunch, so it's going to be more or less the fielding kind of things, but I've got some alternatives, some Hidden Valley protein bars, and some skinny popcorn. I'll link those in the description as well if anyone's interested in those, which are not exact one-for-one alternatives to the Optavia plan, but I didn't like the Optavia plan mostly because it had so much soy in it, and I try to avoid soy when I can. It's caused a lot of brain fog for me, and it's generally kind of messed with my gut a bit, so I'm happy to be off of it. I'm happy to get away from the soy again, and also the sugars and the stuff that's in it. Now, the protein bars that I mentioned, the Nature Valley ones, those do have some junk in it, which I should probably find a better alternative for, but for now it's a good swap for what I've been having. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. I'm going to try this out today. I'll let everybody know how it goes, but I want to try to get back to more of a realistic day-to-day eating plan that still helps me maintain that level of self-control that I've developed on the diet, but without having the super structured and regimented, like 5 times a day, 5 little snacks a day, and then 1 meal. Because I don't like that. I don't like eating like that. It really messes me up. Anyway, but I will see how it goes, and I think that as far as habits go, really it comes down to self-control. I know some people may not agree with that. You can stick to a regimented plan if that's what gives you the ability to have self-control, but I don't like being tied to that, and so I want to try and find that plan that works for me. I want to try and find a way to keep this weight off, to continue to lose weight so I can still build muscle and gain strength and all the normal stuff that I would be doing normally, but without putting on a bunch of weight. And honestly, if I'm gaining weight from muscle, I don't care. It's more, I don't want to gain back the fat from just eating too much, which has always been a struggle for me. Anyway, I don't know where else to go with this, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, I guess. Hopefully this may count some kind of sense, but anyway, if anyone wants to reach out to me, again, you can reach me at my website, rebornjumpman.com. I'm on Odyssey at rebornjumpman, on Twitter at rebornjumpman, and on Minds at retropunk. Alright, take care everybody, have a great one, I'll talk to you next time.